Hey everybody, it's Calypso Vibes coming back to you again today, and we're going to talk about past life healing today because I was drawn to really talk to you guys about past life healing because we are coming into this new moon, and this new moon is going to definitely require us to remove a lot of past life trauma, a lot of past life healing, um, removing things that no longer serve us for our highest good. Also, removing people who don't serve our highest good. Apologies at the camera. I feel like the camera's like really far away. So there we go. So you guys can hear me better. Um, so yeah, past life healing is really about like what are things every time you incarnate, like what haven't you let go? Like what are things that you keep holding on to in your present life that you keep repeating, right? So it's pretty much talking about life cycles that we keep repeating. Some of y'all are like, damn, why is my life so hard? Because you're not learning your life lesson. Some of y'all are like, damn, why is nothing working out in my favor? Because you're not walking in your life purpose. Um, so it really comes down to, are you walking in your life purpose? Are you learning your life lessons? Or are you just living in distractions all the time? It's part of why I stopped streaming. I was making content. I was a video game content creator. I miss it so much because it was just like a fun, distractive kind of thing. And then, like, I've always been super spiritual and I've always been into making spiritual products, making my spiritual products, buying spiritual products, learning about crystals. I've always been in and out of spirituality for like the last like 16, 17 years. And, you know, I really showing my age a little bit, right? I'm in my mid 30s. So, when you really think about um, when you think about your spiritual journey, it just happened randomly one day. I was really streaming, like making gaming content, and like I just kept sitting at the computer and I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And I really just kept asking myself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And I couldn't even answer it. And I just was feeling like super stuck. And I didn't like how I kept feeling super stuck. And every day it got harder and harder and harder and harder to go live and make the content that I was wanting to make and have the conversations I was really genuinely wanting to have and just having fun in a different way. Like I love cooking, so I was doing cooking streams. I really did enjoy doing those, and maybe I'll go back to doing some of those too. Um, I love eating food. My community used to love watching me eat food. So love food, love cooking food because I think food is of the soul. That's going to be a conversation for another day. Like the importance of cooking our food and eating home cooked meals, right? And community, family. Family is not always blood. Family is tribe, right? Um, I just felt like when I was streaming and gaming, I wasn't finding my soul tribe, right? My soul was yearning for much more than just superficial stuff of people just coming in, hey, Calypso, I love you. Hope you're doing well, blah, blah, blah. And yet I was mentally checking out. I was mentally exhausted. People didn't know I was really going through bouts of depression, like really, really bad. I was also going through stuff with my son, my oldest son. He was going through his own depression and stuff like that. So it was hard. It was really, really hard to keep warning being a gaming content creator because I think no one tells you how much you sacrifice, how much you give up to be a gaming content creator, especially as a parent, right? I was making a lot of money. Isn't that the crazy part? Like, it wasn't even because I wasn't making money. I was making a lot of money. I was doing very well. I was actually one of the top earning black content creators on on Mixer. I was literally the top earning black female, and I know this because I was able to get access to that information of like that was part of why I got this custom button that no one else had, and it was because I was the top earning female, black female on the platform, and I was like going neck and neck with the top black male. Don't It's not about race. Yes, I'm aware, but like these companies see it that way. Like I was described as the top earning black female. It was always black and white, black and white. that was another thing of why I got out of the gaming content creator space. It's hella racist. It's so racist. You could be the best. You could excel. You could succeed. You can overachieve. And they will find ways to fucking diminish you and make you feel like shit. And I really been coming to terms with that too, like about how we live in a world that's so defined by keeping everything separated by race, color, uh, and your achievements is never like, oh no, Calypso Vibes is just the top earning female, period, right? Calypso Vibes is succeeding at a very high level, period. I was always being put in a black box. I was always being put and, pitted against the top, uh, white performers, right? And it was just annoying. I got sick of that shit too. All the private politics behind closed doors, never feeling good enough, even though I was excelling. I was I was putting up the top 5 numbers. That's how much money I was making. That's how well I was doing. And I never talked about that shit publicly until today about like the numbers. And I even have the receipts. I have the proofs. I have, because I'm one of them people. Show me them receipts. I'll happily, if y'all want a video one day of me showing the receipts of how fucking good I was, that good, right? But it didn't warrant, it didn't make me happy here. I feel like I was selling a piece of myself because I was compromising who I was and the things I wanted to say, because I didn't want to come off as, I'm sick of just being the top black anything, right? I just want to be the best. Like I am, and no matter how good I was at excelling and achieving, it was just never going to be good enough. And so Spirit was like, well, what do you want to do? You are so much better than this. You deserve so much more than this. What is it that you really want to do? And I was like, I really don't know. I've always been drawn spiritually. I was making my own spiritual stuff. I was like, I really just want to help people, because I was always good at doing that. That was also the base of my channel. And then my channel turned into this like heavy gaming channel. And it was like, if I wasn't playing Apex, I'm actually getting emotional about it, because I really, I don't think I really ever gutturally talked about some of the things that really bothered me. I really hated that my channel was a community channel. It was a community channel about helping people. It was a community channel about just making a fun, vibing place that I wanted people to have fun and to connect with my content. And it then became about this place that was just work, game. I can only play Apex. I can only play these like 3 games. Only like 3 games you were allowed to play if you wanted viewership. And even my community, that I built in a place of, vibing, picking their vibes up, celebrating them, making them happy, making them feel good. It became fucking miserable. It became work. It became a chore, and I felt so underappreciated of what I was actually sacrificing, giving up. I was missing my son's events. I was streaming like 8 to 10 hour days. I was burning out. I wasn't sleeping good. I was giving up my love life. I was giving up so much just to entertain and appease people who get to come in, suck and vampire my energy, my good vibes and all this stuff, and then they walk away and not give a fuck about, am I okay? Am I mentally here? It's just a very vampire-ish industry. And I don't think people talk about it in that way, but it really is. Because I don't think people talk about how much streamers give up of themselves. They're people like anybody else. And then you inspire and motivate other people to get into the industry, and then they get upset when you don't support them. They get upset, so they stop subscribing to you. They stop financially helping you. They stop wanting to see you win. They stop they stop loving you, and then it becomes toxic haterade, whispers behind your back, backstabbing. Even though you help them build their communities. You know how many people from my community, then I would host and raid, and I'd see my whole, like damn near half my community and like all the people I hosted and raided channels. I literally gave a lot of people their foundations of building communities on the back of my community. I gave some of the people that I hosted and rated their top subscribers, bidders, twitchers, whatever you want to call it, where they would donate crazy amounts of money because of my channel. People are now friends and best friends because they met because of my friendship connecting them to each other, because of my community help make other give other people friendships and best friends outside of because they met in my community or met through me personally. And I was always the common denominator, and yet always the easiest person to treat like shit. Or to we don't need to check on Calypso. She's strong. She all right. Calypso will be all right. It was just, as I really think about it, it was like, it was so fucking disheartening. And I really give a lot of love to the content creators who in 2023 are still posting up, getting up every day, making content, celebrating other people, really genuinely out there trying to help other people, make other people's days, making content that they want to make, that makes them feel good, not just to appease a crowd of people who don't give a fuck about them once they cut that camera off. And I'm not saying that I didn't have a real community, because some of the people who are watching me right now who support me currently still on this journey come from my original mixer community. And we're talking about 5 years ago, 4 to 5 and 6 years ago. And I'm human, and I think people forget that I have feelings too, that I've got a whole lot of shit going on. I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm a mother, I'm a business owner. I was just really taking on a lot. And as a Capricorn, I feel like if you're a Capricorn or know a Capricorn, Capricorns really always take on so much shit. We don't know how to ask for help. And even when we do ask for help, people be like, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't there for you. I was going through my own heavy shit. And yet we are always there for people. And it's probably why I've lost a lot of friends recently and cut a lot of people off. And I don't even talk to a lot of people that I was once cool with. Not even because we ended on bad terms, just spiritually drifted apart. My spirit just kind of pulled me out of these environments and people who I always had to always be the one checking on, always be the one contacting, always trying to be like, hey, let's meet up. Hey, I'll even fly you to come here. Hey, let's have Thanksgiving together. Hey, because I just really wanted friendship, family, and a bond. And I wanted to validate the friendship outside of the gaming and content creating space so bad. And now I just come to accept that, you know what? My wolf pack, my soul tribe, my family, whatever I create will be created in the highest good of my energy. People who want to celebrate me, people who want to see me do well and show up. I don't have to beg them to show up. I don't have to beg them to be grateful for the things I do. I don't have to beg them to say thank you for being there. Thank you for helping me. I don't have to beg them for, being there at my lowest, but also at my highest, and genuinely being happy for me and sharing and supporting and celebrating me when I'm winning, and saying, how can I help? Things like that. Because that's what it means to really show up. And I think Spirit has been telling me that we have been around people too much who take. All people give a fuck about is themselves. All people care about is, oh, no one pays me attention, no one likes me, no one does things for me, and no one holds themselves accountable. And no one says, hey, have I been a good friend? Have I been a good kid? Have I been a good parent? Have I been a good sister? Have I been a good brother? Have I been a good best friend? Have I been a good fucking human being lately, right? Or have I just been taking from people and not giving genuinely from the heart? And I think a lot of people need to hold themselves accountable and do a self-inventory check that the things that is going on in their life is a reflection of their lack of setting boundaries for themselves. That's one. Because there's good people out here who still eat shit, and I was one of them. No matter what I did to help people, help put people on, say good things for people behind closed doors, got people opportunities, help people make money, help open doors for people that would have stayed closed. Um, help people find friendships, love, all kind of shit in my communities and things like that. And I always really did come from a good place of just like, I love to see people happy. I love to surprise people. I love to spoil people. I love to spoil people even in my relationships and my love life, my personal life. I've just always been a giving kind of person, but I also realize it's an enabling kind of way because if you do all these things for people all the fucking time, they expect it. And you don't set boundaries and you don't say no enough and you don't demand that, hey, I need to be appreciated too. I need to feel respected in my own space. I need to feel respected, that I'm respected as a person. I need to feel respected in my home. I need to feel respected in my friendships, my relationships, my parenting, my even as a child, like with our parents. We don't demand enough respect even from our parents. Even though our parents can be older than us, we don't say, hey, mom and dad, like I'm a person, I'm a grown up. Like I understand that you are my parent, but you need to respect me too. I have feelings. You know what I mean? And if you can't get along and agree, and also that children need to respect that their parents are human beings going through a whole human experience and they are constantly learning and growing too. And we don't allow our parents room to make mistakes because um, all we worry about is our own needs and how we were disappointed and how we didn't feel that they showed up. And but we also don't hold ourselves accountable that we didn't communicate good enough and we weren't patient enough and we weren't kind enough. I feel like everything is always two sides to a story, and I think we need to start sitting down more and doing inventory of the two sides of the story so that we can see things from two sides of a picture, because there's always two sides of a picture. And if you're the kind that likes dysfunction, you rather be angry and sad and depressed and mad all the fucking time, that's some mental inventory that you need to do and get some counseling and some therapy. Seriously, like if you rather just always be fucking mad and angry and hate people all the time, you may have some kind of jinn on your shoulders, and that means like a negative spirit that feeds on that, and it keeps you in the space of negativity, depression, darkness, and hateful, and it keeps you lower vibrational. And when this earth is shifting, because it's literally shifting, this is scientifically proven, go look it up on Google, the earth's patterns and vibrations are raising every day, and it is forcing those of us who are high vibrating to raise our vibrations to match the earth's frequency, because she is trying to remove the lower vibrational negative ass people off and separate the two groups from the high vibrational into the lower vibration, because the lower vibrational people are much more staggering in numbers than the higher vibrational, to the point it's just tainting the whole pool, right? The expression of one bad apple will taint a tree is very true. So the earth is aware of this and is finally starting to split the groups, and it is ascending, which is what we're hearing about, the ascension, right? The spiritual ascension, and how groups were going to be split, and the first ones awakening and shifting into this new dimension, new area, new timeline, where I literally have shifted from friends where I've been friends with them years, haven't talked to them in a while. It's like we almost literally exist in two different planets and planes. And it is because I started shifting, valuing myself, respecting myself, lifting my vibrations. You know how you have these exes, right, who would stalk you, call you all the time. Like two of my exes don't even call me no more. It's like they deleted. I don't even remember them. I don't even remember memories with them. That's how much I am raising my vibration, shifting and healing my past trauma and my past relationships and stuff like that. So it is very real, because we have to shift. The earth has been wanting us to heal. Our human experience is not to be here to be miserable and hateful and harmful to other people. There's people out here who are literally trying to poison people in their food, or hurt people, or scar people, or fight people, or kill people, and or wish death and grief on people. Like, bruh, do you know what kind of fucking spirit and soul you have to be, or spirit attached to you has to exist on top of you manifesting it? Because you had to be negative and dark to manifest and attract that kind of entity to latch onto you. And what kind of fucking person, sick motherfucker you gotta be to wish fucking death, harm, and to manifest that and to do spell crafting of that and to physically want to do that? Like, there's some sick fucking people out here in this world who seriously need fucking mental help and need to be put in fucking mental institutions, because America in itself has become like a fucking toxic fucking fishbowl. And there's beautiful, healthy fish full of toxic fucking fish. And the earth realized that. Like, our water is toxic. Our food is fucking toxic. Our air is toxic. So you're talking about the food, the air, and the water. 3 of the key things for us to survive is now toxic and dying and purging and killing itself. So I think that really says that we're in a fucking dangerous place, and that those who are awake and loving and kind need to start separating themselves from lower vibrational people, getting themselves out of lower vibrational homes and environments and relationships, and because you'll make your fucking self sick. You'll be tainted by the darkness around you, right? So you need to ask spirit and the divine to remove those who no longer serve your highest good out of your life. Start saying that prayer every day, that you ask spirit and the divine and your angels and guardian angels to remove those who are lower vibrational out of your life, remove them out of your home, move them out of your existence, remove them out of your environment, etc., etc., right? Because at the end of the day, you need to protect yourself, right? Even if it means you physically move and take a risk. And a lot of people don't have the money to move, so you sometimes you have to start demanding that people just have to go, because at the end of the day, you have to protect your peace. You have to protect your not just your mental peace, your physical speed, your physical peace, and your safety. When people start feeling like they're a compromise to your safety and your well-being, people, you either have to go or people have to go. Whatever, I don't know a lot of people's situation, but it be real like that, because people out here are so fucking hateful, and they don't want to inventory themselves. They don't want to say, no, I'm the problem. You know what I mean? So that gets me to today's reading is about past life healing, right? And when I did the past life healing card, so I pulled a bunch of cards, you guys, and hopefully you're still here. And if you're enjoying the content and the conversation, like, share, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified in the future when I have conversations and I do, divination, whether it's oracle, tarot, bone reading, rune reading, scrying, different gifts that I tap into to get these downloads and readings. I assure you, I am a light worker. I am here for the greatest good of humanity. I'm here for the greatest good of Earth. I'm here for the greatest good of us spiritually, and that was why I went on my spiritual journey in the first place and stopped, walked away from a very lucrative gaming community and very lucrative gaming, career that I had, and started moving more into my spiritual journey and wanting to have grown-up conversations. Plus, fucking gaming communities don't like having conversations about politics, which is fucking weird in itself. Like, why can't we talk about politics? Politics affects all of us, right? It's just weird. It was just a very weird dynamic of, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to lose my community. That's not your community. You know what I mean? And at some point I felt like I was becoming a part of the hive mind. I was like attached to doing the things because I didn't want to lose people. I didn't want to lose a community. I'm like, at this point in my life, like, if all y'all unsubscribe, cool, that is your business, that is your choice. But I'm never going to compromise my voice and who I am, my identity, my beauty, my energy ever again to make people happy. I will never compromise my voice ever again. I will never compromise my morals, my values ever again, because I am walking with the divine. I am believing in the divine source. I believe in the light. I believe in the good, the best of humanity. I believe in Mother Nature, all these things, right? So I'm really just trying to be happy. How about I believe in love? I believe in happiness. I believe in joy. And I just want to be around people who want to live life, who want to take advantage of every day and not be fucking depressed and complain about life every day and not do nothing about it. You know what I mean? I want to be around, I want to cultivate a community and be around people who put their best foot forward and, know enough to uh, want to be around good things, want to be around good people, want to be around good energy, and want to make the absolute changes and do the inventory check and not have to keep being told the same shit all the time, right? Not having to keep fighting, not having to keep repeating. Like, I don't have energy to keep repeating myself. If people don't want to change and do inventory checks and do the needed things that they need to do to correct themselves and the energy and um, not mentally do an inventory check and an emotional inventory check to realize that they've always had good things around them, but they, that we have to hold ourselves responsible that we've made the shitty choices. And I had to be hold myself responsible that I allowed myself to become a part of the hive mind, and that I was like, no, I don't want that anymore. I want to be me. I was born in this world as an individual, and I want to embrace that individuality, and I want to speak my individuality. But I also know we are a collective. At the end of the day, there isn't, when we die, there's no black and fucking white, y'all. I hate to break it to you. There's no Asian, there's no Hispanic, there's none of this shit. When we all die, we're just a fucking piece of stardust in the sky with a bunch of other stars. There's no fucking color, there's no culture, there's no language barriers. It's just energy. It's just vibrations and energy. And I want to be around people who are vibrating and of good energy and are wanting to do the work, even if it's fucking hard. You know what I mean? But to get to the other side, because once you do the work, the wealth, the money, the love, all that shit comes easily. But you have to heal yourself and want to do the work every day. So this is where I'm at, and I am a human being. I am flawed. I'm not perfect. I'm not nice all the time, but I'm damn sure not mean, and I'm damn sure not hateful and hurtful, not intentionally. So, this is the process and the journey I'm on, and I figure I'd document it and talk about it and share my gifts and see if I can help people along the way while I grow and evolve and see who I take on the journey. And if you're enjoying the content, it is nothing but free support. It is free love. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe if you resonate and feel what I'm talking about. Definitely subscribe. Please share this with a friend who you know can use this kind of energy, vibes, and y'all have these conversations, or you would like to have these conversations with them. Share this video. Like I said, make sure you like, share. Please leave a comment down below how this reading resonated. The comments really do push me out on YouTube, you guys. I saw y'all left a lot of comments on my video before last about the spiritual gifts, which I'll talk more into here in future videos as well. Again, like more in depth as we shift, right? So I would love for y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Please let me know how it resonated, where you're from, or just leave a heart down below, or let me know if you resonate with this, what other content you would like me to talk about. Please, I would love some more content ideas. And just let me know what you feel, and share with a friend, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell, you guys, so y'all can get notified when I go live and help push me out. It's just free support. I'm not asking you to pay for a membership. I'm not asking you to donate money. I'm just asking you to subscribe, like, and comment, and watch a video all the way through. Awaken love was a message that came through. It is safe for you to love. Don't let fear or insecurity stop you from giving and receiving unconditional love. This was a huge message that came through from the divine and spirit, is that we all need to awaken love. All right. The next card that came through was ego death, that we have been living way too much in our ego and pride and vanity, right? So part of why we're not evolving and vibrating higher is because of our egos. Ego death. Ego can never really die. It can only be made conscious so that it no longer runs your life. Be mindful of it and don't allow it to limit you. Be brave, be fearless. Stop moving from the ego. Remove the vanity and the pride, y'all. Okay. Then we have transformational relationships, right? Surround yourself with good people, and you'll find that previously unimaginable horizons will open up to you. This is talking about finding your wolf pack, your soul tribe, your soul family here on earth. finding good people and good friends and putting yourself out there, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and showing up as your authentic self so that you can meet these people and how they will transform your life for the good. Then we have invest wisely. Invest your attention into things that support. This is a big one, right? This was another thing of why I stepped away from the gaming community, right? Invest wisely. Invest your attention into things that support, nurture, and challenge you in healthy ways to help your soul bloom. Then we have almost there. You have come this far to give up now. The seeds you planted are beginning to flourish. So some of y'all have been planting some really good seeds, investing wisely, been putting the work in on yourself, been on your spiritual journey, trying to heal past life trauma, trying to heal generational trauma, which our conversation tomorrow will be about the importance of healing generational trauma, right? Then we have the meeting of the souls. Someone will enter your life to challenge you to grow and awaken your soul. Keep your heart open. Some of y'all, that may be me, and it may be other content creators that you're recommended to and find who challenge your ideologies, your beliefs, and maybe help you see things from a different perspective and state of mind, and you know what I mean, from a different perspective, and maybe even in your real life, right? Once you put yourself in these environments and circles, some of y'all might should take yoga classes. This is where you may meet some good soul tribe people. Some of y'all might could go to some physical classes, you know what I mean? Energy healing classes, things like that. And that'll help you a lot too. Why did my room just get like dark? What the fuck? Did it just get that dark out? There we go. The lighting. What the hell? Come on, y'all, with this lighting though. Hold up, y'all. Hopefully this will help immensely with the lighting. I do have on shorts. Don't worry. I do have on shorts. I do have on shorts. Even if it looks like I don't. Hold up. There we go. And then we have higher view. Be aware what you're doing fits the big picture and ask yourself, what new actions can you take to elevate higher? What can you do to open up that pineal gland? What can you do to see things from a higher perspective? What can you do to expand your mind? Change your thought patterns? What can you do to have higher level conversations? Study astrology, study numerology, study your birth natal chart. Those are the first things I absolutely recommending is getting into numerology, astrology, alchemy, things like that. Proper supplements, proper herbal teas you could take to open up your pineal gland. Stop using fluoride toothpaste. Stop using fluoride in your deodorant, things like that. Drink spring water. The unseen. Things are not always as they appear. Be thorough and keep your eyes open. There's something you're not seeing. So I think this just speaks of the veil, the unseen. Some of y'all are not seeing things clearly. Some of y'all might not be seeing your situation clearly. Some of y'all might be having blind spots or intentionally putting on blinders. Walk in stillness. There is no choice to make right now. Just be still. You don't always need to join in or jump into action. Speaks of meditating. This also speaks of just going for a walk in nature. They want you to ground, meditate outside in the grass, or go for a long walk in the park, by the lake, etc. etc. Oh, somebody hating and don't want me to talk. Stand your ground. Hold your own power.